Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your boy C Will back to you with another video. And man, we're circling back around to Starfield. If you have the Steam version of Starfield, there is a beta update, a huge update. It's is it 1.8.84? Yep, just released on November the 8th. So in this update, we have some major performance improvements, specifically for Nvidia graphics cards. And we have DLSS 3 and frame generation. We're going to take a look at installing this. It's a beta update, so it doesn't install automatically through Steam. They give you instructions in here to be able to go in and how to do it. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the current gameplay and performance before we do the update and do some comparisons. So if you looking at the screen, it's a little different this time, and that's because I have been playing on my Alienware ultra wide monitor, my first ultra wide, and not only that, it's QD OLED. So it is freaking phenomenal. Probably one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had. I'm working on the actual review video for it right now. And so the aspect ratio is 21:9. The resolution is 3440 by 1440p. And so yeah, let's take a look. So we go here to the settings. We go to display. You can see that 3440 by 1440p, 21:9. And this is the same graphics. I never changed my graphics settings, so I have this at native. The graphics preset is custom. Everything is on ultra or the highest level it could go. Motion blur is off. VSync off. Upscaling off. VRS is off. Field grain intensity, I just leave that where it's at. I thought there was there's something else in here. But yeah, so this is native gameplay, and of course we are going to go back to Aquila City and do our run. I can tell you, playing this on an ultra wide is a different gaming experience. Not only that, but just games period. Let's see. I am going to reset the 1% lows. So I have the 1% lows reset, and playing that this particular resolution is like in between 1440p and 4K. So it's more pixels than 1440p, but less than 4K. So 3440 by 1440p. So it's definitely going to, get a graphics card still a run for its money. We're playing on the 4090 with the 7800 X3D. And yeah, let's just take a look. The type of performance that we receive on this run. And then what I'll do is I'll go back and we'll reinstall the actual drivers and then see what we receive after the update. Let's go. And of course, with my Aquila run, I do kind of like this. It's a slow pace, but it's consistent run around Aquila City. And like at 4K, we was definitely, for the most part, I think we were getting like up under 60 FPS when we hit this. But yeah, but again, the love, if you're watching this and you have an ultra wide monitor, you definitely are going to enjoy this because it's going to fill up the screens without the black bars. But yeah, then with the update to Starfield, there's also been changes with the actual game itself. I believe with the AI, what people look, the way that they look, staring at you and stuff like that, I believe it's changed. With some other performance improvements. And yeah, I will tell you, being able to play this game at high refresh rate, with high resolution and textures and detail is the best. Game still looks phenomenal. Now, when you start to compare it against other games, it's kind of hard to do, but for what it's worth, game looks phenomenal. But every game that I've been playing so far on the ultra wide has been awesome. And you it's so much more. It's so much more immersive. The detail, the more space that you receive on each side of the screen. Yeah, yeah. It's definitely it's a different gaming experience, and plus playing on saying an OLED, QD OLED, the colors are phenomenal. Yeah. And speaking of colors, there's also supposed to be an update in the new beta update. They're supposed to fix the HDR and the brightness sliders and I think FOV. It's just a list of stuff. And we'll go back and take a look at the list. So we've been able to average 95, 1% lows is 69, and current FPS is 109. So let's take a look at let's go ahead and do the actual update and see what we receive. Okay, so we're back at Steam. So what you need to do is actually click on Starfield, then right click and go down to properties, click on betas, up under beta participation, click on beta, and then it looks like, yep, it's starting to download. So now if you click on download, this should start, and then once this is done, we'll have the actual beta update for the game, which in turn should give us what we're looking for as far as the actual updates here. And it goes through, this is just instructions on how to do it, but performance and stability, gameplay, graphics, quests. So there's a list of stuff. You can go back and read that on your own. But yeah, once this is done, it should be done in a few minutes. But once it's done, how big is the update? Let's see. So once this is done, we'll go ahead and start this back up and test it out. Okay, so now this is Starfield beta, as you can see it right here. Let's click on play. Okay, let's go to settings here and go to display. And what do we have? Let's see, dynamic resolution, render resolution, brightness. Oh, here we go. So DLSS. So now if you didn't know, there have been mods almost from day one, where you could be able to implement DLSS and frame generation, stuff like that. But this, however, has come directly from the developers, and I'm pretty sure they added in a bunch of other things that comes along with the actual DLSS software. And so yeah, this is official. So it's going to be interesting to go in here and see, okay, hey, before we change anything, it looks like Nvidia Reflex is already enabled. So let me just cut that off. And then what else do we have? Okay, everything else is the same, but we do have DLSS. Upscaling is off, and then you have other options for upscaling. And of course, you switch it over to DLSS to have quality balance, ultra quality, which is you still get a performance increase without the actual resolution scaling for DLAA. So that's interesting. So we'll take a look at a few of these inside of Aquila City. But what I want to do first is see what type of performance improvements that we have without DLSS. So it's going to be interesting to see what we have. But make sure I turn that off. And let's just go back in here. And so I think earlier, I think we ended the video off with about a 96 FPS average. And then, yep. So let me reset the 1% lows. It looks like we may have an actual increase in CPU performance as well.
Seems like the Crimson Fleet is everywhere these days, spreading like a virus through the settlement systems.
It could be around the same, but we definitely CPU intensive. Playing at 3440 by 1440p. We're using 61, 62, 64% of the 7800X 3D. 98%, sometimes 97. of the 4090. Yeah, so far we've been averaging 103. So it'll be interesting to see what we receive on our way back. When we get close back to the ship. In terms of the average FPS. %67% of the 7800 X3D. Interesting. They still look at you funny. I don't think that that's changed much. So, and looks like at one point we was hitting about 77% on the CPU usage. So that's a good thing. Using more of the CPU is a good thing. There's a guy right in my way. Okay. So on that run, we got an average of 103. And 1% lows is higher, 75 versus 69. So we have 103 versus 95. From the earlier run, and then 75 versus 69. Let's do some quick math. And that is a pretty good performance increase. So let's see. 95 divided by 103. 92%. So we got an 8% increase in performance. Wow. On the average. And then in the 1% lows, we went from 69 divided by 75, also 8% performance increase, just with native settings. That's really good. Now here's the thing, there was a lot of drama behind this game not being optimized, and then you had the developers saying, you just need to get a better system, and it's like, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, I hear you. Yep. I hear you. So now, if we go back, upscaling DLSS, and I actually want to take a look at ultra quality DLAA, and nothing else, because if I could get a boost without doing any resolution scaling, that's a good thing. So I'm not going to do a full run, but I am going to go halfway into the city just to see. I'm gonna try to make it to the steps. How about that? Now this is with DLSS without changing the resolution. So using DLAA. We're still averaging around about 100, and I bet you if I just take this on through, don't think we're seeing a big difference in frame rate. So I'll tell you what, let's just go back here. Let's turn on quality. So we switch this to quality. Now, obviously, when we switch this to quality, it renders at a lower resolution back up to 3440 by 1440p.
If those
And
maroon zealots live in space,
let's see. It
got
looks like we
upgraded
definitely
for
have
their
a
planet or what?
jump.
But they
So if I
scavenged
reset the
what they
1%
need from
lows, let's do a
old
run back
facilities
to the
left
ship.
over from the colony war, and they like to
So we're gaining. Looks like we're gaining about almost 30 FPS just by using DLSS. That's a big jump. So DLSS quality, the game still looks great. You know, not seeing a difference. You know, of course, you know, the major thing about DLSS is that it's so good that it's kind of hard to tell the difference between native resolution and, you know, the DLSS resolution. And so far, again, between 25 to 30 FPS increase, and also increase in the 1% lows. That's a big deal. So this is something that should have been day one. I think the retention of players would have been a lot higher. There's been a lot of people that should be dropping off from this game, you know, especially if they own the Nvidia graphics card. You know, this game was having CPU bottleneck issues, GPU didn't work the best for Nvidia graphics cards, and you know, it really made the AMD graphics cards look a lot better than what they really were. They're still good, but there was just a lot of stuff going on with this game. Of course, this is an AMD sponsored game, and I'm fortunate enough to have both high-end cards, and so definitely going to do some more testing and playing around with this. But I definitely just want to do a quick video, just kind of showing you, say, hey, DLSS is available. Again, I usually don't go below anything for quality. You know, playing on a ultra wide monitor, and yeah, I would definitely be playing with quality. DLSS quality. This looks great. Playing at a high frame rate. I'm pretty sure the shootouts is going to be great. You know, I'm gonna dive back into this game to see, you know, where it goes, and if we could be able to spark the interest back. But yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you have an Nvidia graphics card and you've been playing this game, you know, have you tried the beta update? I believe the actual official update is going to be rolling out pretty soon, with more improvements. But yeah, this is the official beta update, you know, from Starfield, without doing any mods. Let me know what you think. Talk to y'all later. Peace.